Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So very happy and grateful to be here once again amidst all the wonderful Margaon devotees. Grateful to Sandeep Krishna Prabhu, Surat Madhav Prabhu for calling me over here. So today we are going to discuss something from Chaitanya Charitamrita. This Friday program is more of devotees. For all the Vaishnavas, Srila Prabhupada wanted to give Chaitanya Charitamrita for all the devotees. So Prabhupada was translating Bhagavatam. Prabhupada stopped the Bhagavatam translation and Prabhupada gave Chaitanya Charitamrita. The general understanding is you read Gita, then you read Bhagavatam, then you read Chaitanya Charitamrita. But Prabhupada also sanctioned that by the time you do this process may take a lot of time. So we are also allowed to read Chaitanya Charitamrita in between. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, as the name suggests, it's actually filled with so much nectar. So today we are going to discuss one particular chapter. We don't know how much time will permit, but this is the Madhya Leela, chapter 4. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Mahaprabhu is coming towards Jagannath Puri from Bengal, Mahaprabhu reaches this place called Remuna, and Mahaprabhu has darshan of Kirchor Gopinath, and Mahaprabhu in his own mouth, through his own mouth, Mahaprabhu is reciting the story of Madhavendra Puri. So in our Sampradaya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru is Ishwara Puri. The Guru of Ishwara Puri is Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri is considered to be the person in the Madhva Sampradaya who actually introduced Radha Krishna puja, the worship of Radha Krishna, and worship of Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So Mahaprabhu is considered to be the fruit of love of Godhead, and Madhavendra Puri is considered to be the root of this tree. So Mahaprabhu has so much love for Madhavendra Puri. Mahaprabhu, with his own mouth, Mahaprabhu is glorifying Madhavendra Puri so much. So we will discuss some of the verses of this particular chapter and try to dive into the nectar of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and most importantly, trying to dive into the qualities that Shripad Madhavendra Puri had. Text 1. Yasmai datum choryam shira bhandam Gopinath Shira Chorabito Bhut Shri Gopal Pradursarit Vasassan Tat Premna Tam Madhavendra Natosmi. So every chapter in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami begins with a Sanskrit verse. The entire Chaitanya Charitamrita is in Bengali, Bengali language, but only the first verse of every chapter is in Sanskrit. And in the first verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami summarizes the entire chapter. So, in today's world, people speak about public speaking and other things. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and all these acharyas already knew all this. So, in public speaking, the first thing it is told is that first you explain what you're going to explain and then explain it elaborately. So, in one verse, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami sums up what is there in this chapter. So, he says, I offer my obeisances to Madhavendra Puri, who was given a kheer of matka stolen personally by Gopinath. So therefore the name of this deity becomes Kirchor Gopinath. So that particular Leela comes in this chapter. And also when Madhavendra Puri was in Govardhan, he got the deity of Gopal. So basically this chapter has two deities of Krishna. The story of Gopinath and the story of Gopal. And connected to both these deities is a story of Madhavendra Puri. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Jayo Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jayo Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami begins every chapter by offering obeisances to Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and all the associates of Mahaprabhu. Niladri Gamana Jagannath Darshana Sarvobhoma Bhatnacharya Prabhura Milana Esaba Leela Prabhura Dasa Vrindavan Vistari Kariyachin Uttama Varnan. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is explaining in this chapter how Mahaprabhu goes to Jagannath Puri, how he meets Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. All these particular pastimes are elaborately described by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Just 2 days ago was the disappearance day of Vrindavan Das Thakur. So before Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vrindavan Das Thakur had already written about the life of Mahaprabhu. But because there are lot many pastimes that Vrindavan Das Thakur couldn't touch upon, he was so much in ecstasy glorifying Nityananda Prabhu, he didn't get into many of the details of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. So therefore, all the Vaishnavas in Vrindavan, they request Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, you please write a book on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again. And with the request of all the Vaishnavas, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes Chaitanya Charitamrita. But we will find in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in this section and in many places in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is the author of this book, he is glorifying Vrindavan Das Thakur so much. So this is a very, very important quality among Vaishnavas, non-envious nature. In fact, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning here that the original author or the main book of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chaitanya Bhagavat, not my book. My book is secondary to the book of Vrindavan Das Thakur. So therefore, he says, Vrindavan Das Thakur has already explained all these pastimes. So the pastimes that he has explained, I will not explain again. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explaining here, Ateva Tara Paye Kari Namaskar, Tara Paye Aparad Nauk Amar. He says, I offer my obeisances to Vrindavan Das Thakur. I will not repeat what he has already mentioned, because he feels that if I do it, it will be an offense. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explaining a very important principle for all of us, how we should all be very careful of Vaishnava Aparad. So he says, even though I can speak all those pastimes again, I will not speak it for two reasons. One is the book will become very big. Already Chaitanya Charitamrita is very big. If Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami had to write all those pastimes again, the size of the book would become very, very big. That is the first reason. And second is, he feels that this is Maryada Langan. My predecessor Acharya has already mentioned so much. If I keep repeating it, I am showing my own greatness. So therefore, he doesn't speak it. Ei matta Mahaprabhur chalila nila chale chari bhakta sange Krishna kirtana kuluhale. So Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, Mahaprabhu is chanting and dancing and he is coming to Jagannath Puri. And along with Mahaprabhu, there are 4 associates of Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, Jagdanand Pandit, Damodar Pandit and Mukunda Dutt. So Mahaprabhu, along with these 4 associates, he is coming to Jagannath Puri. Bhiksha lage ek din ek gram giya, apne bahut anna anila magiya. So Mahaprabhu, he is the Supreme Lord, he is a sannyasi, but Mahaprabhu is so much in the mood of service. Mahaprabhu tells all these 4 devotees, all of you all stay in this temple, you all stay here, I will go and beg. So Mahaprabhu would personally go and beg from all the villagers, and Mahaprabhu would give all that food to the devotees. Pate bada bada dani vigna nahi kare, tasabara kripa kari aila remunare. So on the way they were like lot of, you had to cross various rivers, you had to cross various states, and there would be a lot of tax collectors. Mahaprabhu's rule was, all the 4 associates, Mahaprabhu told them, don't carry any money. This was the rule of Mahaprabhu. So now when you're crossing borders, right, you have to pay tax, you have to have some food. But Mahaprabhu, he is teaching us the principle of an ideal sannyasi where he is completely dependent on Krishna. So Mahaprabhu, he faced a lot of hurdles, but because of his great faith in Krishna, he overcame all the hurdles. And finally, Mahaprabhu reaches the place called Remuna. Remunate Gopinath Parama Mohan Bhakti Kari Kaila Prabhur Tara Darshan. So in Remuna, there is this very beautiful deity of Gopinath, very, very attractive. Mahaprabhu is offering obeisances to this deity. Tara Pada Padma Nikata Pranama Karite, Tara Pushpa Chuda Padila Prabhura Matate. So when Mahaprabhu is offering obeisances, on the head of Gopinath was a helmet of flowers. That helmet fell on the head of Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu was very, very happy. So Mahaprabhu started to dance in ecstasy. Chuda Pana Mahaprabhur Anandita Mana Bahu Nitya Geeta Kaila Lana Bhakta Gana. So Mahaprabhu was very, very happy seeing the deity of Gopinath, and Mahaprabhu starts to dance in ecstasy. Prabhura Prabhava Deki Prema Rupa Guna Vismita Haila Gopinathira Dasagana. So Mahaprabhu had so much love for Krishna. Mahaprabhu was dancing and chanting with so much ecstasy. All the servants of Gopinath seeing Mahaprabhu, they were just in shock seeing the beauty of Mahaprabhu and the kind of love Mahaprabhu was showing. Nana Rupe Pritya Kaila Prabhura Sevan Se Ratri Tara Prabhura Karila Vanchan. So Mahaprabhu in this way stayed that night in the temple of Gopinath. If you study Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is Mahaprabhu's description when Mahaprabhu after sannyas is coming from Bengal to Jagannath Puri. Similarly, if you study Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Mahaprabhu is going from Jagannath Puri to South India, every night Mahaprabhu had to stay somewhere. Where he would stay? He would always stay in the temple of Vishnu. Mahaprabhu would just stay there. So ultimately, the temple of Krishna is our actual home. So Mahaprabhu would stay in these temples. So Mahaprabhu stayed in the temple of Gopinath. Mahaprasad Shira Lobe Rahila Prabhu Tata Purve Ishwara Puri Tara Kariyache Katha. So Mahaprabhu was very eager to eat kheer there. How many of you all have gone to Remuna? How many devotees have gone to Remuna? Please raise your hands. Okay. Yes. Sandeep Krishna Prabhu and Mataji have gone. They have to take the others still. So in Remuna, for Gopinath, they offer a very special kheer. This kheer is called Amrit Keli. This kheer, you can never make it anywhere else. You have to go to Remuna only to eat it. This kheer is just outstanding. So Mahaprabhu, so for devotees are very happy seeing darshan of Gopinath, but devotees want to have kheer also. So Mahaprabhu was very eager to eat the kheer that is offered to Gopinath. So as the pujari was getting the kheer, Mahaprabhu started to explain the story of Gopinathji. From where Mahaprabhu had heard the story? Mahaprabhu had heard it from his guru, Ishwara Puri. So this is literally parampara system. Mahaprabhu has not seen Madhavendra Puri. Like for all of us, for Mahaprabhu, Madhavendra Puri was Param Guru. Like all of us, we have not seen Srila Prabhupada. Has anyone seen here Srila Prabhupada? None of us have seen. But we all have great love for Srila Prabhupada. Because whatever we have heard of Srila Prabhupada is from the disciples of Prabhupada. So similarly, Mahaprabhu had great love for Madhavendra Puri, even though he has not personally seen Madhavendra Puri. So hearing is something that is very, very important. Mahaprabhu had heard about Madhavendra Puri from his guru, Ishwara Puri. So now Mahaprabhu is reciting this story. You see, when we go to yatras, like now Mahaprabhu is in a yatra, he's coming from Bengal to Jagannath Puri, he's reached Remuna. So when you go to a yatra, what do? You have darshan, you have prasad, and then you do a little katha. So Mahaprabhu is so enthusiastic. It's not that this yatra of Mahaprabhu, it's not that there are 10,000 people in the yatra. How many people are there with Mahaprabhu? 4 people, that's all. Mahaprabhu is so enthusiastic to speak about the glories of Madhavendra Puri. So in Krishna consciousness, this mood of being enthusiastic is so very important. It's not that every time you want to give a class or every time you want to do something, you will have like 100 people with you. Sometimes you will have, sometimes you may have 1 or 2 people, but you have to do the same thing. You have to repeat that Krishna Katha with the same enthusiasm. So Mahaprabhu has only 4 associates, but Mahaprabhu is repeating that story with so much enthusiasm. So Mahaprabhu is also showing us how when we go to holy places, it's also important that we hear about the holy places, we hear about those pastimes in the very place the pastimes have happened. Shir Chor Gopinath Prasiddha Tara Naam Bhakta Kane Kahe Prabhu Saita Akyan. So Mahaprabhu begins this story. This deity of Gopinath is called Kheer Chor Gopinath, and Mahaprabhu explains the story. Purve Madhava Purir Lagi Krishna Shir Kaila Churi Ateva Nam Haila Shir Chora Hari. Previously, for Madhavendra Puri, Madhava Puri, Gopinath had stolen kheer. Kheer is also called sheer, right? Milk. Therefore, this deity is called Sheer Chor Hari. You have Kheer Chor Gopinath, similarly, Sheer Chor Hari. Purve Shri Madhava Purira Aila Vrindavan Brahmite Brahmite Gila Giri Govardhan. So Mahaprabhu is describing the story of Madhavendra Puri. Mahaprabhu is very enthusiastic to describe. So all of us have to be very enthusiastic to hear also, right? So Mahaprabhu is saying previously, Madhavendra Puri, because he was a sannyasi doesn't have any fixed residence. The sannyasi keeps wandering. So Madhavendra Puri, he was wandering to different holy places. He goes to Vrindavan, visits the 12 forests of Vrindavan, and wandering like this, he comes to Giriraj Govardhan. Prema matta nahi tar ratri dina gyan shane ute shane pade nahi stana stan. So Madhavendra Puri was so much in ecstasy, he didn't know what was day, what was night. He had no idea. He would sometimes fall down, sometimes get up. He was completely lost in ecstasy for Krishna. So Mahaprabhu is glorifying Madhavendra Puri because this was the standard of Madhavendra Puri's devotion. When we get absorbed in Krishna, we transcend bodily level. Just like in Bhagavatam, first canto of Bhagavatam, you have the example of Parikshit Maharaj, isn't it? Parikshit Maharaj, he was so absorbed in Krishna Katha, 7 days, 7 nights, Parikshit didn't even know how time is passing. He was just completely absorbed there. So similarly in Krishna consciousness, through the example of Parikshit, Madhavendra Puri, it is very important for all of us that we get absorbed in Krishna. No idea of what is day, what is night, just keep hearing about Krishna more and more. Srila Prabhupada, in the 1970s, Prabhupada was once in New Vrindavan. We have a farm community in America called New Vrindavan. So Prabhupada was there and it was Janmashtami time. You know, like for all of us, Janmashtami is like huge festival, thousands of people coming. Prabhupada was in New Vrindavan. And in those days, New Vrindavan was like a completely cut off place. So Prabhupada is celebrating Janmashtami. In front of Prabhupada, there will be like 100 devotees, probably maximum. But Prabhupada is so enthusiastic. 9 o'clock in the night, generally devotees till 12 they fast, they keep discussing about Krishna. So 9 o'clock in the night, Prabhupada says, they had like a whole day of Kirtan, Katha, many things. So Prabhupada says, let us all sit and read Krishna book. Prabhupada is not giving a lecture, mind you. Prabhupada is saying, let us all read Krishna book, just like we are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Right? We are following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada said, let us read Krishna book. And Prabhupada is not reading. Some disciple of Prabhupada is reading and Prabhupada is hearing. So one full chapter gets over and the devotees say, Jai Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, next chapter. The second chapter of Krishna book is a very big chapter. Prayers by the demigods in the womb, when Krishna was in the womb. Long chapter. I mean, generally in Katha, to entertain people, you have to put a lot of masala, a lot of stories, jokes, this, that. And finally someone stays awake. Many times, even with all that, people go to sleep. Prabhupada is just having one of his disciples read. And most of the disciples had already gone to sleep. In that assembly, there were a lot of sannyasis. They are like sannyas dandas. And all the sannyas dandas were falling on the ground. So second chapter got over and devotees, when the chapter gets over, devotees were very enthusiastic. Jai Prabhupada. They thought that Prabhupada will be a little merciful and tell them stop. Prabhupada said next chapter. And again Prabhupada is hearing so attentively. And after the chapter gets over, the devotees shout, Jai Prabhupada. And Prabhupada says next chapter. And it goes on for a very long time. And then finally Prabhupada sees that most people are sleeping. Prabhupada says probably devotees are tired. Let us have prasad. So the point is, this kind of absorption in Krishna Katha is what is Krishna consciousness meant for. The society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is meant for all of us to increase our capacity, increase our appetite to hear about Krishna, to read about Krishna. Shaila parikrama kari Govinda kunde asi, snana kari vriksha tale ache sandhyaya vasi. So Madhavendra Puri alone, he is doing parikrama of entire Govardhan, and in Govinda Kund, below a tree, he sits down to take rest. It's evening time. Now also if you all go to Govardhan, this tree is still there below which Madhavendra Puri sat. Gopal balak ek dugdh bandalan asi aage dari kichu bolila hasiya. So when Madhavendra Puri was sitting down, exhausted, tired a little, that time Krishna, as a beautiful cowherd boy, Krishna comes with a pot of milk for Madhavendra Puri. Puri e dugdh lan kara tumi pan, magi ken nahi khao kiba kara dhyan. So Krishna, in the form of this cowherd boy, is asking Madhavendra Puri, I've got this milk for you, please drink it. And Krishna is asking Madhavendra Puri, why you're not begging anything here, and what kind of meditation you are undergoing. Balakera saundarya purira haila santosh, tahara madura vakye gela bhokta shosh. So Madhavendra Puri was actually a little hungry also, he was a little tired also. But just looking at Krishna's beauty and hearing Krishna's voice, he forgot all his hunger, he forgot all his thirst. The same example of Parikshit, So we all in this material world, hunger, thirst, all these things are unavoidable in this world. But when we experience a higher taste, just like Madhavendra Puri is having darshan of Krishna here, right? Sometimes it happens when we go for a yatra, you are standing in a long line to have darshan of Jagannath. There's a lot of rush and you're exhausted. But as soon as you see Jagannath, all your exhaustion goes away. Isn't it? So Krishna is such that just by connecting with Krishna, we forget everything. So Madhavendra Puri forgot his hunger, thirst, everything. Puri kahe ke tumi kahan tumhara vas ke mate janila ami kari puhas. So this boy, Krishna in the form of this boy, is asking Madhavendra Puri, why you're not begging in this village? I've got this milk for you. So Madhavendra Puri is asking this boy, because at this point Madhavendra Puri doesn't know this is Krishna. Who are you? Where do you stay? And how did you come to know that I am fasting? Madhavendra Puri is asking Krishna. Balak kahe gopa ami e grama vasi amara grame te kehe nahe rup upvasi. So this boy who's Krishna, he tells Madhavendra Puri, I'm a cowherd boy, I stay in this village. In this village of Vrindavan, Govardhan, the rule is no one goes without food. So when you go to a holy place, rest assured your food will come. You don't have to worry about it. Especially like Dham like Vrindavan, Radharani will arrange everything for you. Now also you have in Vrindavan, Haridwar and all these places, you have so many sadhus who stay there. None of them have to worry about their food. None of them have to worry. Krishna arranges. So this boy, Krishna, is telling Madhavendra Puri, in our village the rule is no one goes hungry. So Krishna says some people beg, and those who don't beg, we come and give. So Lord Krishna was saying, there were some ladies who came to Govind Kund to collect water. When they saw that you are fasting, they told me, go and give milk to this Baba. So Krishna says, please take this milk, and Krishna runs away and tells him, I will come later to collect the pot. So Madhavendra Puri, he drinks that milk and he washes the pot and he's waiting to give it to this boy. See, Madhavendra Puri is a great soul, but he's also a refined gentleman. He's drunk that milk, but he's washed the pot and he's waiting to give it to this boy. But this boy, Krishna, doesn't come back. So Madhavendra Puri was waiting, and he was continuously chanting. Vasi naam laya puri nidra nahi hai, shesha ratre tandra haila bhaya vritti hai. So Madhavendra Puri, whole night he was just waiting for this boy and he was continuously chanting Hare Krishna. And at the end of the night, he slightly dozed off. He went to a sleep. Swapne deke sai balak samuke asina ek kunje lana gela hatet dharina. In the dream, when Madhavendra Puri is gone to sleep, in the dream he saw the same very boy. So this boy comes in Madhavendra Puri's dream, takes him by his hand and takes him to a bush, a kunja. Kunja dekan kahe, ami ye kunje rahi, shita vrishti vatagnite mahadukka pai. So this boy is telling Madhavendra Puri, I stay in this bush. and I'm suffering so much because of the rains, heat, cold, everything. So please bring all the villagers here. Gramera loka ani ama kada kunja haite parvatr upari lan raka bhala mate. So Krishna, in the form of this boy, he comes and tells Madhavendra Puri, I am staying in this kunja, in this bush for a very long time and I am suffering. Please call all the people of Vrindavan, remove me from this bush and establish me on top of Govardhan. Make a temple for me. Ek mat kari taha karah stapan bahu sheetala jale kare Shri Anga Marjan. So Krishna tells him, please make a temple for me and bathe me with lot of water because I am feeling a lot of heat. So in this way, Krishna gives this order and Krishna disappears. When Madhavendra Puri gets up from his dream, from his sleep, Madhavendra Puri is actually so much in pain because he feels that I saw Krishna, Shri Krishna ke dekelo muni nari mo chintite, et bali prema veshe padila bhumite. So when Madhavendra Puri gets up, he feels, I actually saw Krishna. That boy who came was Krishna only, but I couldn't recognize him. And in this way, Madhavendra Puri is lamenting. This is a very beautiful mood. Imagine if we were in the position of Madhavendra Puri, if we had seen Krishna, what we would do? We would be very happy, we'll just glorify everywhere. I have seen Krishna, I have seen Krishna, I am so special that I have seen Krishna. But what is Madhavendra Puri thinking? Even after seeing Krishna, he is feeling, I am so useless. I saw Krishna, but I couldn't recognize him. I am such a useless person. So all the, whether it is Madhavendra Puri, whether it is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whether it is the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, they all saw Krishna face to face. But they never proclaimed anywhere that we have seen Krishna. I am such a special person, I have seen Krishna. Their mood was always the mood of humility. There is a book that is written by Sanatan Goswami called Brihad Bhagavatamrit. Very beautiful book. In this Brihad Bhagavatamrit, Narad Muni, he is trying to go to different devotees and trying to find out which devotee is the greatest devotee. And Narad Muni is meeting so many people. Narad Muni is telling Prahlad, you are the greatest devotee. The Lord came as Narsingadev only for you. So Prahlad says, maybe I am a devotee, but the Lord came and then he disappeared. What kind of devotee I am? So Narad goes to the Pandavas. You all are the greatest devotees. So the Pandavas say, yeah, we may be devotees. Krishna helped us. But Krishna is not with us. Krishna is with the Yadavas. So Narad Muni goes to the Yadavas and tells them, you all are the greatest devotees. Krishna is always with you. So Yadavas say, we may be great devotees. Krishna is with us. But mentally Krishna is always in Vrindavan. The Vrajvasis are the greatest devotees. In this way, Narad Muni is going to each devotee, glorifying that devotee, telling them that you are the greatest. But each devotee, he is finding faults within himself. So therefore, the 6 limbs of surrender, one of the limb of surrender is Dainya, being very, very humble. So Madhavendra Puri, he saw Krishna, but he was feeling, I am so useless, I couldn't recognize Krishna. And Madhavendra Puri falls unconscious. After some time, he gets up and he realizes that, anyway, I couldn't recognize Krishna, but I have the order of Krishna that I have to follow. Shaneka rodana kari mana kaila dhir agya panal lagi haila sustir. So more important than seeing Krishna is following Krishna's order. Madhavendra Puri saw Krishna, but what was most important is Krishna's order for him. And what did Krishna tell Madhavendra Puri? Krishna gave a big order to Madhavendra Puri. Remove me from this particular bush, establish me on top of Govardhan, make a temple. Now Madhavendra Puri, he is just in a yatra in Vrindavan, and now Krishna has given him an order, make a temple here. So Madhavendra Puri, next day in the morning, he calls all the villagers and tells them, come with me, your master Govardhan Dhari is below a bush, come let us go and remove him. All the Vrajvasis there, they follow Madhavendra Puri, they take spades, choppers and all this, and very carefully they remove all the grass, mud, everything, and what they see, a beautiful deity of Krishna. See, Krishna's pastimes, this particular pastime might be like 600 years old. Krishna's pastime is an eternal pastime. It's not that Krishna just performed pastimes 5,000 years ago. Krishna's pastimes are continuously there. So Krishna had personally appeared in the form of a deity. So the deities of Krishna are non-different than Krishna. So when they formed this deity of Krishna, Gopalji, now this particular deity is worshipped in a place called Nathdwara in Rajasthan as Srinathji, the same deity that Madhavendra Puri found here. This deity was so big, so huge, not one person could lift it. Many people lifted the deity, and they had to take the deity on top of Govardhan. They took the deity on top of Govardhan. And now Krishna had told Madhavendra Puri, make a temple, but you can't make a temple immediately. So they kept one stone at the back of the deity, one stone below the deity, and they put some straw and other things and made a temporary temple. And Madhavendra Puri, right from that day, he started to follow the orders of Krishna. Krishna told Madhavendra Puri, make a temple for me and bathe me with lot of water from Govinda Kund. So Chaitanya Charitamrita explains 900 pots of water, Navashata Ghata Jala, Kaila Upanita, Nana Vadya Beri Baje, Stri Gana Gaya Geet. So it was like a huge festival, spontaneous festival and an immediate festival. Just Krishna was found, they had to immediately install the deity of Krishna. They got 900 pots of water from Govinda Kund. So Govinda Kund, how is it formed? When Lord Krishna lifted Govardhan hill, and Indra and Surabhi cow, they come and offer prayers to Lord Krishna. From the Abhishek that Indra did and Surabhi Mata did, this Kund was formed. So Govinda Kund basically is the original Abhishek Sthali of Krishna. So they get water from this Govinda Kund and they bathe this beautiful deity of Krishna. And very soon a huge festival is being made, because this is the Pran Pratishta. This is the time when the deity is being installed. Madhavendra Puri knew all the principles. He got tulsi leaves, he got flowers, and in this way, by continuously chanting of Brahma Samhita and so many things, the deity's snan is happening. So Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, Panchagavya Panchamrite Snan Karan Mahastan Karaila Shata Ghata Dhan. So to bathe the deities, you need two things, Panchagavya and Panchamrit. What is Panchagavya? Anyone knows what is Panchagavya? 5 things. What are the 5 things made of? To bathe. First is milk, dahi, ghee, cow urine and cow dung. This is Panchagavya. And Prabhupada explains in the purport, just imagine, cow has such an important place. Without cow, you can't even worship Krishna. You can't do Abhishek to Krishna without cow. You can't do any yajna without cow. So this is Panchagavya. 5 things related to cow. Milk, yogurt, ghee, cow urine, cow dung. Imagine, cow urine and cow dung is poured on Krishna. This is Panchagavya. And what is Panchamrit? Panchamrit is yogurt, milk, ghee, honey and sugar. And Prabhupada explains, even in this Panchamrit, out of these 5 things, 3 are related to cows only. And Prabhupada mentions cow is something that is so very important. So they offer huge, long Abhishek called Mahasnan, and then they apply beautiful oil on the body of this deity. And then after again doing a snan, fresh clothes are offered to the deity, arti is performed, and then unlimited food is offered to the deity. There are 2 forms of Krishna who love prasad. One is Jagannath and other is Govardhan Dhari. Right? For Jagannath there is Chappan Bhog, and for here Govardhan Dhari there is Annakut. So Madhavendra Puri on day 1 he organized an Annakut festival. So there were like 10 brahmanas who were cooking chapatis, making vegetables, and literally. And when the Vrajavasis saw the scene, they were not there when the original Govardhan Leela happened, but they were actually feeling that this is almost a similar thing. When Krishna did the original Govardhan Puja, Krishna offered an Annakut to Govardhan. So similarly, there were unlimited food that was being offered to Krishna, Gopalji here. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, Ek dinera udyoge aiche mahotsava kaila Gopala prabhave haya annene janila. In one day, if you read the description of the verses, I didn't get into all the verses. In one day, Madhavendra Puri arranged a huge festival. Mahotsava. It was not an ordinary Utsava. Mahotsava in one day. How is it possible? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, Gopal Prabhave Haya, Anyane Janila. By the mercy of Krishna, anything is possible. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayati girim yat kripaha tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam. When you carry out the orders of Krishna, anything is possible. So Srila Prabhupada explains here, just like Madhavendra Puri established this deity of Gopal, did this huge festival in a very short notice. Similarly, Prabhupada explains, the International Society of Krishna Consciousness has grown within 5 years. So Prabhupada is writing Chaitanya Charitamrita, this particular purport, after probably 1965, Prabhupada established ISKCON in the West. So Prabhupada is saying just in 5 years, Krishna consciousness has spread all over the world. And Prabhupada says, why 5 years? If Krishna wills, 5 days are enough, we can take over the entire world. This is Prabhupada's mood. In 5 days, he can spread his name all over the world like wildfire. So great devotees like Madhavendra Puri, Srila Prabhupada are showing all of us that anything is possible provided we are sincere. So Prabhupada mentions in the purport, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, generally Prabhupada doesn't write big purports. Many of the verses there are no purports. But places where Prabhupada writes purports, they are brilliant purports. Each line is like really good. So Prabhupada says here, if the preachers of Krishna conscious movement are sincere devotees of Krishna, Krishna will always be with them. So Prabhupada mentions here that Krishna consciousness, as devotees of Krishna consciousness, Krishna can do great miracles through us, provided we are very, very sincere. So Prabhupada mentions 2 words here, sincerity and seriousness. If we are very, very sincere, without a doubt, Krishna can help us do anything. So in this way, Madhavendra Puri organized a big Annakut. After the whole Annakut was over, he made like a temporary bed for Krishna. He made a temporary temple for Krishna, like this. And now in deity worship, Prabhupada mentions this particular point here. Once you establish a deity, the puja vidhi has to continue. It can't stop. So therefore, Prabhupada is very stressful at this point here. Prabhupada is saying, before you establish deity, be sure whether you can do it. So because Madhavendra Puri set the standard of Annakut, every day he had to offer Annakut. And it's not that Madhavendra Puri had any plans who will give Annakut next day. He had full faith in Krishna. And Madhavendra Puri, just like he desired. See, when a pure devotee desires something, Krishna definitely fulfills it. Because it was Madhavendra Puri's keen desire that Krishna should be offered Annakut, next day, some of the villagers from another village came. Because the news spread that Krishna has appeared as Govardhan Dhari. Another village, the villagers came there. And they told Madhavendra Puri, today our village will sponsor the Annakut. And next day another village came. So like this, every day there was an Annakut that is offered to Krishna. Just like you go to Udupi, Udupi Krishna is in the form of a small child. Just like small children, you have to keep them very engaged. You have to keep giving different things to them so that they remain happy. In Udupi, literally every day there is a festival. Every day there is a festival, some way or the other. So similarly, Madhavendra Puri, because it was his desire, every day there was an Annakut. And slowly, different Brahmanas started to come to Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri initiated all of them. So in this way, village after village, people were offering different things for the deity. And the Chaitanya Charitamrita explains here that at one time, different people from different villages, different houses, they all came and told Madhavendra Puri, take one cow from our side. Ek vrajavasi, ek gabi dila, sahasra gabi Gopal haila. So because Gopal, they need to cook for Krishna, you need ghee, you need milk, everything. So each of the Vrajavasis, they came and offered one cow. Nowadays it's difficult. Previously in every household there would be cows. And you can just give one cow whenever a cow is born. So they all offered one cow. And soon Gopalji had a big Goshala. So Prabhupada explains here, this is the way to install a deity and construct the temple and increase the property of the temple. Prabhupada is very brilliant. Prabhupada, given the time, Prabhupada just strikes. So in this world, everyone is wanting to increase their own property. But ideally, we should be able to increase the property of Krishna also. Previously, temples, especially South Indian temples, they would have huge lands, completely sustainable on its own. So Prabhupada mentions here, in this way, everyone should be enthusiastic to serve Krishna in the form of a deity. It is just not the responsibility of people staying in the ashram. It is everyone's responsibility to see that food distribution is done, deity service is happening like that. So because the name and fame of this deity, because Madhavendra Puri was serving this deity so well, people from Mathura, in Mathura, they were like lot of capitalists, businessmen. So they all came and offered big things. Mathura lok sab bada dhani bhakti kare nana dravya bet deya ani. So people started to offer different presentations to Gopalji. See, Madhavendra Puri started with nothing. There was not even one dress of Gopal. Nothing, absolutely. Slowly, people started to give cows, people started to give dress, people started to give utensils, people started to give gold, silver. And finally, one person came and he made a temple. He made a temple for Gopalji. So in this way, the whole Krishna conscious temple was established in Govardhan. So in this way, Madhavendra Puri served the deity for 2 years. E mata vatsara dui karila sevan Eka dina purira gosai dekala swapan. For 2 years, Krishna told him in a dream, establish me on top of Govardhan, make a temple for me. Madhavendra Puri did it. He carried out. When an order of Krishna comes, the order of Guru comes, just follow it, the results will come on its own. So Madhavendra Puri made a temple, he did Annakut every day, he had Brahmanas who came, he initiated the Brahmanas, gave the puja vidhi to them. After 2 years of doing seva like this, Madhavendra Puri had another dream. What he saw in this dream, this is the second dream of Madhavendra Puri. In this full chapter, we will see 3 dreams of Madhavendra Puri. This is the second dream. Gopal kahe, Purira amar tap nahi yai, Malayaj chandan lep tabe se judai. So Gopal again comes in the dream and tells Madhavendra Puri, you established this temple, you offered a lot of water to me, still I am finding it very hot. My temperature of the body is very hot. So my desire is you go to Jagannath Puri and get chandan for me. Get sandalwood and apply it in my body. Malayaja an yan nilachala haite anye haite nahe tumi chalaha twarite. So Gopalji tells him, only you should go. Only you can do it. And go immediately. So Madhavendra Puri is such a detached sannyasi. He started this temple of Gopal from the scratch. Nothing was there. He made a huge temple. But he is not attached to the temple. Krishna is telling him, go. Madhavendra Puri, next day only, he goes away. So Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, Swapna deki puri gosaira haila prema vesh prabhura agya pali bare gela purva desh. So Madhavendra Puri is so happy. Why is happy? That Krishna has given me an order. Krishna has given me a service. So for a sincere Vaishnava, our only happiness is when we get service. Srila Prabhupada, he would often say, Prabhupada said that, to my spiritual master, I asked only one question. Prabhupada said, I never asked second question to my guru. I had only one question to him. You know what was that? Prabhupada said, I only asked my guru, how can I serve you? Prabhupada said, I never had any philosophical confusions. Prabhupada said, my only question to my guru is, how can I serve you? So this is the mood of every sincere devotee. how can I serve? When the opportunities for service come, we are actually very, very happy. So Madhavendra Puri was so happy that Krishna has given me yet another service. So Madhavendra Puri gave the whole temple to the Brahmanas who were there. Sevara Nirbandha Lok Karila Stapan Agya Magi Gauda Desha Karila Gaman. So Madhavendra Puri, because the temple worship was established, it had to continue. So Madhavendra Puri made systems, for deity worship, for puja, for cooking, everything. And Madhavendra Puri started to go towards Jagannath Puri. So as he was going towards Jagannath Puri from Vrindavan, Madhavendra Puri comes through Bengal. He is walking through Bengal. Shantipura Aila Advaitacharya Ghare Purira Prema Deki Acharya Ananda Antare. So Madhavendra Puri, while walking like this, he passes through Bengal and he comes to Shantipur. He meets Advaitacharya. So Advaitacharya, just seeing Madhavendra Puri, he is so much in ecstasy. Advaitacharya is telling Madhavendra Puri, you please initiate me. And right at Shantipur, Madhavendra Puri initiates Advaitacharya. So Madhavendra Puri is such a powerful Acharya. Advaitacharya, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, some of the greatest personalities have been initiated by Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri stays in Advaitacharya's house for some time, because Advaitacharya tells Madhavendra Puri, you stay here. And then finally, after a few days, Madhavendra Puri walks from there towards Jagannath Puri. So while he is walking, he comes to Ramuna. See, Mahaprabhu was in Ramuna. He wanted to tell the story of Ramuna, but to reach this point, Mahaprabhu is going a little back. Like when you shoot an arrow, now you have to pull the bow. You have to pull that arrow a little. Then only you shoot. So before coming to this topic, Mahaprabhu is going a little back. How Madhavendra Puri was in Vrindavan, he got the deity of Gopal. And then now Madhavendra Puri, following the order of Gopal, he comes to Ramuna. So when he comes to Ramuna, Madhavendra Puri is so happy to see the deity of Gopinath ji. So at that time, the pujari there was offering different bhogas to Gopinath. So Madhavendra Puri was thinking, if I come to know what the pujari is offering, I can cook something similar for my Gopal. Hai ki nahi? So you can say that, just like we have different centers now here, in those days these were different centers. One was Gopal center in Vrindavan, this was Gopinath center. So devotees, when you go from one center to another, what do you generally see? What is the center doing? What can I learn? I can also apply it. That's what we do, na? Hai ki nahi? So similarly, Madhavendra Puri, he had a center to run, he had a temple to run of Gopalji. He is now in another center, but he was thinking, if I can learn few things, I can go and apply it to my temple also. So as he was discussing with the pujari there, the pujari told him that every evening we offer 12 pots of kheer called Amrit Keli, which the taste of which is nectar. And in this way the pujari is glorifying. So Madhavendra Puri, he was thinking, if I get to taste this kheer, I can offer a similar kheer to Gopalji. So as Madhavendra Puri is thinking like this, the kheer is being offered to Gopinath. And Madhavendra Puri was thinking, I'm such an offender. Food is being offered to Krishna and I'm already thinking about eating it. For us, like we keep doing it every day. Probably none of us realize it. But Madhavendra Puri, actually, he's not wanting to eat it for himself. He's wanting to eat it for Krishna's service. But as I told you, a pure devotee, even if he doesn't have fault in himself, he sees a fault. So Madhavendra Puri was thinking, I'm a great offender. Even before the kheer is being offered to Krishna, I'm already eyeing on it. I don't have any right to eat this kheer. So after the arti, generally when bhoga is offered, after bhoga, arti is offered. So Madhavendra Puri waited for the arti, and after the arti, he just left the temple, and in Ramuna there was a marketplace, an open place. Madhavendra Puri went and sat there. So it is explained here, Premamrite tripta Shuddha Trishna nahi bade Shira Icha haila Tahe nane aparade. A great devotee, Prabhupada mentions this very important point. A great devotee like Madhavendra Puri is completely satisfied. He is not thinking about himself. Gramer shunya hate vasi karena kirtan Eta Pujari Karila Takure Shayana. So Madhavendra Puri goes to this marketplace and is sitting and chanting there. So Prabhupada mentions here, although Madhavendra Puri was not interested in eating and sleeping, his interest was in chanting Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada explains, a great devotee like Madhavendra Puri, he is not interested in eating and sleeping. In fact, Madhavendra Puri, he would follow a mood of renunciation called Ajgara Vritti, ya Ayachaka Vritti. You know what is Ajgar? What is Ajgar? Python. So characteristic of a python is, python doesn't go to hunt its food. Python uses lazy intelligence. Python will stay in one place, it will keep the mouth open. When a rat enters the mouth, it will eat it. It will not go to eat food. Getting the point? So similarly, renunciates have different levels. Madhavendra Puri's mood of renunciation was Ajgara Vritti. He wouldn't even beg from people. If someone would give him something, he would eat, otherwise he would fast. So Madhavendra Puri, without telling anyone, he went and sat at this marketplace and he was continuously chanting Hare Krishna. But what happened? Because Madhavendra Puri expressed this desire to eat that kheer, Gopinath, he comes in the dream of the Pujari and tells the Pujari, please get up, I have stolen kheer for my devotee Madhavendra Puri. Uto Pujari Kara Dravya Dwara Vimochan Shir Ek Rakiyajin Sannyasi Karan. So the Lord tells the Pujari, please get up, I have kept a kheer for Madhavendra Puri. So the Pujari, he's in shock. It's almost like afternoon time. So the Pujari has done his seva, he's taking some rest in his house. So immediately he takes a bath, he goes into the temple, opens the door, and behind the dress of Gopinath, one pot of kheer was kept. And the Pujari is so much in ecstasy. First time he is seeing like a miracle right in front of him. Krishna has stolen kheer. Shir laha ye yara naam Madhava Puri, tuma lagi Gopinath shir kaila churi. So this Pujari takes this kheer. Now he doesn't know where Madhavendra Puri is. He doesn't know how Madhavendra Puri looks. Right? You just have to have faith. So now he's taking that kheer, is going in the marketplace and shouting, who is Madhavendra Puri? Whose name is Madhavendra Puri? Krishna has stolen kheer for you. Shirlan suke tumi karha bakshane, tuma sama bhagyavan nahi tribhuvane. So this Pujari says, whoever you are, Madhavendra Puri, please come ahead, take this kheer. You are the most fortunate person. Krishna has personally stolen kheer for you. So Prabhupada, in this one or two purports, Prabhupada mentions, see, Krishna doesn't think about his image. This is the difference between Lord Ram and Lord Krishna. Lord Ram was very image conscious. Whatever he would do, he would think about his image. Krishna was just the opposite. Krishna never cared for image. So Krishna is thinking, what will happen? People will call me chor. Krishna is saying, no problem. My priority is to please my devotees. Let people call whatever they want. Right? In Dwarka, there is this place called Gopi Talab. So this is the place where Lord Krishna killed Bhaumasur and married the 16,108 princes there. So all these ladies, they told Krishna, we want to marry you only. So Krishna would definitely think, now if I marry so many girls, what will people think? But Krishna said, let people think whatever they want. The devotees want me as their husband, I will marry them. So Krishna married all of them. So Prabhupada explains in this purport, whatever Krishna does is beautiful. Even here when Krishna is stealing kheer, Krishna is doing it only to increase the pleasure of his devotees. So when this Pujari was announcing like this, Madhavendra Puri, Krishna has given kheer for you, Madhavendra Puri becomes very, very happy. He takes that kheer and is about to eat it. And then the Pujari explains the whole story, how Krishna stole this kheer for him. So Madhavendra Puri is so much in ecstasy, thinking that I am such a fallen soul. I was thinking about that kheer when it is being offered to Krishna. I am such an offender. Still Krishna has stolen kheer for me. Prema deki sevaka kahe haya vismita Krishna ye ihara vasha haya yato chitta. So the Pujari initially was thinking, who is this Madhavendra Puri? Krishna has stolen kheer for him. But when the Pujari sees the symptoms of Madhavendra Puri, the pujari is convinced that Madhavendra Puri is worth being stolen this kheer for. So in this way, Madhavendra Puri eats the full kheer, breaks the pot and keeps the pieces of that pot. And every day he would eat a piece of that pot. So this was the mood of Madhavendra Puri. He was respecting that this kheer, this pot has been personally touched by Krishna. This is also worshipable. This was his mood. So Madhavendra Puri was thinking, Takura more shira dila loka sabha shuni dina loka bida habe more pratishta jani. So now this whole pastime is over. Madhavendra Puri got kheer. The pujari came and gave him kheer. So Madhavendra Puri was thinking, this news will spread very fast. A news like this will spread very fast. You don't even need internet, WhatsApp. So Madhavendra Puri knew, tomorrow morning everyone will come to know that Krishna has stolen kheer for me. What will happen? People will come and offer obeisances to me. My glory will increase. If you and I, at least myself, we were there in Madhavendra Puri's place, we would have settled in Ramuna. Perfect place to settle. No need to work, people will come and give you something. Madhavendra Puri was thinking, better I leave this place and go. Because if I stay here, people will come and glorify me. So this was the humility of Madhavendra Puri. Sei bhaye, ratri shesh chaila shri puri, sei kani gopinatha dandavata kari. So Madhavendra Puri was very scared. Scared of what? His name and fame increasing. I don't know how many of us are scared of it. So Prabhupada would say the problem with devotees is devotees are not sufficiently scared of Maya. But great devotees like Madhavendra Puri, they are showing that one should be scared of Maya. There's a similar pastime in Chaitanya Charitamrita when Mahaprabhu is going to South Indian tour and Mahaprabhu reaches this place called Kurma Kshetra. And in Kurma Kshetra, there was one Brahmana, his name was Vasudev Brahman. He had leprosy, Kushtarog. So he wanted to see Mahaprabhu, but by the time he came to the house of another Brahmana, Kurma Brahman, Mahaprabhu had already left. So when Mahaprabhu came to know that this Vasudev Brahman wants to see me, Mahaprabhu returned and came back to meet Vasudev Brahman. And what did Mahaprabhu do? Mahaprabhu goes and embraces this Brahman. Generally, someone has leprosy, you stay away from him. But Mahaprabhu goes and embraces this Brahman. And as soon as Mahaprabhu embraces this Brahman, his leprosy disappeared. And he became very beautiful. His body started to shine. That time, this Vasudev Brahman, you know what he tells Mahaprabhu? He tells Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, previously I was better. With leprosy, at least I was humble. Now, when people come to know that I have got special mercy, Mahaprabhu has embraced me, my body is brilliant now, people will come and glorify me, I will become proud. That is dangerous for bhakti. So this is the mood. So just like that Vasudev Brahman is scared of Pratishtha, name, fame. So similarly here Madhavendra Puri is scared of name and fame. So without telling anyone, he offers obeisances to Gopinath. He doesn't even go to the temple of Gopinath. He offers obeisances to Gopinath right from that spot. And next day morning, without telling anyone, he leaves Ramuna and comes to Jagannath Puri. Chali chali aila Shri Puri Nilachal, Jagannath deki haila premet vival. So Madhavendra Puri is so happy. He comes to Jagannath Puri, he sees Jagannath and he's so happy. So when Madhavendra Puri, he reaches Jagannath Puri, somehow the news spread. Right? The news already spread that Madhavendra Puri, this great soul, Krishna has stolen kheer for him, like that. So even in Jagannath Puri, his name and fame started to increase. So Prabhupada mentions here, in this world, when we are seeking name and fame, we don't get name and fame. But humble devotees like Madhavendra Puri, who are running away from name and fame, Krishna gives him name and fame. Pratishtara bhaye purira gela palan, Krishna prema pratishta chale sanga godan. Madhavendra Puri ran away from name and fame and came to Jagannath Puri, but the name and fame also came to Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri actually wanted to leave Jagannath Puri and go also. But Gopalji had told him, get Chandan. So Madhavendra Puri said, let me stay to get the Chandan. So Madhavendra Puri, he got Chandan, spoke to the government servants there, and he got Chandan, he got Karpur. And the government servants were so impressed by the devotion of Madhavendra Puri, they gave him 2 servants to carry this log of chandan, this huge chandan, and Madhavendra Puri is now walking back to Govardhan. He's going back to Vrindavan. So while he's going back to Vrindavan from Jagannath Puri, he comes again to Remona. So now he's happy to have darshan of Gopinath. This time the pujari comes and gives him kheer directly. Because last time Gopinath stole kheer, so this time pujaris automatically come and give him kheer. Please have kheer happily. Madhavendra Puri, when he is staying in Remona, he has a third dream. And in this third dream, Gopal again comes in a dream. So what is the first dream of Madhavendra Puri? Gopal came and told him, please install me. Madhavendra Puri did that. Second dream, Gopal told him, get chandan. Madhavendra Puri has got that. Now he is going back to Vrindavan. In Remona he gets a third dream. And Gopal tells him, now you don't have to come to Govardhan. Because Gopinath, Gopal, all of us are same. So you offer the chandan to Gopinath. I am happy. Gopalji says, if you offer chandan to Gopinath, my heat also will go away. So Madhavendra Puri just follows the orders. Hai ki nahi? So we were discussing this principle. Even though there are different centers, Madhavendra Puri is not attached that this chandan is only for my Gopal. Gopinath, Gopal, everyone is same. So Madhavendra Puri just stays in Remona, the temple of Gopinath. For as long as the chandan was there, every day they were having chandan utsav. Now from very soon as Akshaya Tritiya, the chandan utsav starts. Right? So Madhavendra Puri was staying there, he offered chandan, beautiful chandan. All those two servants who had come with Madhavendra Puri, they were offering chandan to Gopinath ji. And then finally Madhavendra Puri comes back to Jagannath Puri and then he continues his pastime. So Mahaprabhu, I'll just end with one or two verses. Mahaprabhu is glorifying Madhavendra Puri and he's telling Nityananda Prabhu, my dear Nityananda, is there anyone who's more fortunate than Madhavendra Puri? And Mahaprabhu says, Madhavendra Puri is such a special soul, he took so much trouble to please Krishna, to serve Krishna. Krishna told him, establish a temple, Madhavendra Puri did that. Krishna told him, go to Jagannath Puri, Madhavendra Puri walks alone. Krishna told him, bring the chandan back, Madhavendra Puri is carrying all this chandan, taking so much trouble for Krishna. So Mahaprabhu, he tells this very beautiful shloka, Pragad Premer e Swabhav Achar, Nija Dukha Vignadir na Kare Vichar. So Mahaprabhu, why is he glorifying Madhavendra Puri? Because this was the standard of Madhavendra Puri. Pragad Premera. Pragad Premera ka artha hai, it means intense love. One who has very deep love for Krishna, such a person doesn't think about his own inconvenience. Nija Dukha Vignadir na Kare Vichar. In this world, even when we do service, we always do it thinking about our comforts first. But a great devotee like Madhavendra Puri, he doesn't think about his own convenience, he is ready to serve Krishna. And Prabhupada explains here, this is the mood of a devotee. An intense lover of Krishna does not care for any number of material discomforts, scarcity, impediments, unhappiness. It is said that a pure devotee, for him everything is happiness. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in his song, very beautiful song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, my dear Lord, in your service, happiness, distress, everything is so blissful. So this was the mood of Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri was ready to do any service, go to any extent to please Krishna. And because Madhavendra Puri had this kind of mood, towards the end of his life, Madhavendra Puri was experiencing so much love for Krishna. Only 3 people experienced this love, this kind of Mahabhav. One was Srimati Radharani, the other was Madhavendra Puri, and the third was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is no 4th person in this list at all. So because Madhavendra Puri served Krishna in such a selfless way, towards the end of his life, he was experiencing so much love for Krishna, and in separation from Krishna, Madhavendra Puri leaves this world. So Mahaprabhu is personally glorifying Madhavendra Puri, and Mahaprabhu is setting the standard, the benchmark for all of us, that in all our lives, we may not get dreams of Krishna, some may get, but we may get orders from Vaishnavas, we may get some services in our life. So Madhavendra Puri is showing all of us that whatever we get in life, If we do it with a lot of love and devotion, putting our heart into it, not thinking about our own comforts, the own impediments that we experience, then we can also experience the bliss that Madhavendra Puri is experiencing here. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shripad Madhavendra Puri ki jai.